Early this year, a Kennedy and a Tracey made headlines for having a glamorous wedding. Remember the famous Dr. Kwame Despai's son's wedding? Well, it was huge, and so it came with the hashtag Kensi 2020. There is another Kensi. This time around, it's not a wedding, but a brawl. I'm talking about the scuffle between legislator Kennedy Agyapong and actress Tracey Boakye. Did you watch Sarkodie's virtual concert? What's your assessment? We tabled these for a discussion alongside Sarkodie's comment on the scuffle that ensued between his manager and Stonebwoy. My name is Benefo Puabin Abrantepa. It's great to be back, and it's refreshing to have you on board. Welcome to Bloggers Forum on Ghana Web TV. My guests are seated. Arnold Asamabedu writes for entertainmentgh.com. Arnold, welcome.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Nana Alredu, aka Nana 18, writes for newsafrica.com. Nana, welcome.
Thank you very much, bro.
Right. So let me begin with Nana. The Black Love virtual concert, it came off. It finally came off after all the back and forth. Yeah. What's your assessment of the event?
Okay, thank you. I think it was a beautiful one. I liked everything about the show. The most important thing was the packaging, because it wasn't like virtual as in live. It was a pre-recorded show aired. So obviously the packaging will make a lot of sense as compared to those who have done it live.
Yeah,
you get it, because if you are pre-recording, you can take out the bad shots. You can actually fix in. You can actually cut and do it again and make sure that it's done right, you know. But for me, my biggest highlight is the venue choice for Sarkodie. I've said it countless times that when I saw the venue, I was like, oh no, this guy is going for it. So I wasn't surprised where he stood to do the opening performance. I know people have come up with a lot of theories about why he should go and stand there and do that performance, but it answers all the questions about what the brand Sarkodie is, the mystery, the guy who wants you to yearn to find out what he's about to do next. So for me, the venue is my biggest highlight of the whole show. My most outstanding performance will be Agyapong and Sarkodie. That performance was amazing. My low moment was lack of documentation. And I said it somewhere, and it got me into a problem. But lack of documentation for Sarkodie's virtual concert was my low moment. Like
how do you mean?
Because you see, Beyonce worked with Shatawale for so many years. That project is not new though. It's like an old project. Nobody heard about it until the project came out. Now, an incident happens at Sarkodie's virtual concert, and it exposes the whole and kills the whole fun out of the virtuality of the whole thing. Because for once, a Ghanaian forgot, or a team forgot to put documents in order to let anybody who steps onto their production place to sign an NDA. So I got to know the issue with Sark and Stone and Angel through quote unquote some bloggers who called me and said, "Yo, this is what happened. This is what happened." Now, if there's a proper documentation, Angel wouldn't have posted that video on his whether WhatsApp or Instagram or whatever it is, because he knows that even though we have an incident on set, we are supposed to keep the live element of the experience that we want to give our followers or our fans intact. So then, even though I'm going to the hospital, I can actually hold onto the video and not post it when I go to the eye clinic. Do you understand? So the lack of documentation with everybody that came on set, like if Nanaya brought a pen and Nanaya dropped a pen at the production, when I'm leaving, I have to sign that whatever I saw here, whatever I witnessed here, stays within here till this date. You can't put it out here on that day, on that day. So for me, for them to have had that whole as top notch as they are, that was my low moment. Because I felt like, no, this is like, to me, it's like an unprofessional thing. Because see, the moment people realize that the thing has been pre-recorded, the excitement, the euphoria, everything, to some people, it left them. It's like, oh, when I say sure, they recorded that. Sark himself tried not to say anything to make sure that people will still have the element of life, but already not as yet. So for me, yeah, those are mine.
I noticed when you go to the documentation bit, Arnold was shaking his head.
Yeah, I was shaking my head.
Which one? The SMH.
No, these are the F. I will omit the F.
Okay.
I can understand where Nana is coming from with regards to the documentation and all, by virtue of his background and how experienced he is in this field, and again how he's been exposed to the outside world. That's why he was able to cite the Beyonce Shatta Wale example. And so I understand. However, I think he's pushing too hard. Because mind you, the bars for the virtual concert was somewhat low until that incident. I mean, it's indisputable. The promotion for the Black Live concert was somehow low until that incident popped up. And so Nanaya is right in what he's saying. The ideal situation should have been this. However, even without that ideal situation, was the show not successful? Check out the numbers. I mean, I stand to be corrected, but of all the virtual concerts that have been done, Sarkodie racked up the best or most numbers. You understand? So in as much as he would want to have that ideal situation where they would go ahead and sign non-disclosure agreements and blah, 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 they needed that incident to happen. I mean, kind of, with regards to the promotion and the buzz and the hype. Because mind you, that buzz, that hype that surrounded that incident skyrocketed the anticipation of a lot of us in watching exactly what will transpire. You understand? Again, it is not cast in stone that every virtual concert should be shot live. It depends on what you want. It depends on your target and your objective. When Charterhouse did the COVID-19 concert, I applauded them for the effect and how it was done. However, I criticized them for their inability to go live because of the experience that they've had over the years in producing events. And your ability to go live is the reason why I would rate Shatta Wale's live concert over every other virtual concert organized.
Me too.
Because listen, going live comes with a lot of challenges. So your ability to do it, execute it to perfection, close to what Wale did, it's the reason why I would rate his concert above every other virtual concert, including Sarkodie's own. Because like Nana said, if you are pre-recording, you have the time, the resources to make corrections, reshoot, do whatever it takes to actually make it look good on TV or on stream or whatever platform you want to put it on. So live is not easy because you must ensure that every little detail is properly executed. And again, I mean, people would frown over the comparison, but damn it, comparison is part of the industry. Sure. At the end of the day, it's a competition. And so comparison is part of the discussion. Again, the reason why I raise Shatta Wale is the fact that we did not have complaints, major complaints over connectivity and I'm not able to watch and blah, 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 blah. We did not. Sarkodie's Black Live concert, regardless of all the good stuff, the plaudits that he received, one major key was a lot of people were unable to register and to watch it. We did not have that incident with Shatta Wale's. So leave this comparison aside. I believe this concert, the Black Live concert, is one of the best virtual concerts we've seen in this period. No two ways about it.
Because it was pre-recorded.
I don't even want to now.
No, it is because if it wasn't pre-recorded, I don't listen. I was saying elsewhere. That's sorry not to catch you back. Sark has done Rapaholic over time. We've seen how his live event has gone.
True.
So I wouldn't say it's the best I've seen so far in the industry because it was pre-recorded. It's like News Africa packaging our virtual show.
Yeah.
It would be best because I'm taking my time to get the basics right.
Yeah, but you see,
to tag it as a best.
No, I think it's one of the best.
No, okay, anyway.
It's one of the best I've seen. That's why I said there's no directive, there's no rule that everybody should do his or her virtual concert live.
True.
BET was they didn't do live. They recorded and ensured that it was properly placed on the cameras or on TV for us to watch. You get it. However, and again, that's why I'm agreeing with you. That's why I'm rating Shatta Wale's concert ahead of everybody else. Because it was massive, it was live, we had no related issues with internet connectivity, I'm unable to watch, I'm unable to connect. Did we? No.
No.
However, if we are considering all virtual concerts that have been done in this period, regardless of whether it was live or not, Black Live concert sits on top as one of the best we've ever seen. And again, I will agree with him with the location, because you see, I'm thinking in the mind of Sarkodie, because mind you, when others were doing their virtual concert, he was locked up somewhere, and so probably he was watching, and he had it in mind to do similar. However, he had to do something that was different from what everybody else has done. And how was he able going to, how was he going to do that? One, your location count, your production, and probably the execution, the artists that you bring on board and all. And so the location was one of the highest points, because the last person I've seen probably do something close to that side was Fuse Odigin. Yeah. That's like 5 years ago, and that one was a music video. But to actually organize a concert at that poignant space, a historic point, I think for me was key. Take that away. Production was spot on. The lighting, the setting, you stay setting. The drone shots, impressive. I mean, for me, I think, aside the issue to do with Seek.com, I did not see any flaw with the show. Every little detail was on point. The only issue I had watching was the sound, the fluctuation of the sound when there were microphones. I felt it, but a lot of people said they couldn't feel it, but I felt it.
I did too.
Exactly. That was the only issue.
Yeah,
sometimes
are coming in.
The microphones, the volume on the microphones goes down and all that. And that's part of sound. You understand? That's the only little problem I had. Plus the Seek.com issue. Apart from that, I think this concert was brilliant. It was perfectly executed. Big ups to the A-Team, Image Bureau, and George Quay, and every other party that really took part in the concert. It was good. It was really magnificent.
Let me ask you something about the Seek.com.
Yeah.
I feel like that was even the highlight of the show. You know, earlier I was talking about the incident. You see, the incident that happened is not a plus to the show, it's a minus. Because like what happens in Africa most of the time is that something good happens and the negative is what drives the thing. And most of the time, the positivity of the whole event, like it doesn't come out. The Seek.com thing that happened could have been the biggest highlight, because you know why? The 1.3 million people that were released, as in the official, those are the official registered waiting to watch the video. When the incident happened, the numbers triggered to almost 2 million, because everybody that didn't know about the event now wanted to go and check why the systems have crashed. So I know a few even industry people that went to register after Seek released that thing.
But I have an issue with even the release. You know why? Let's play the devil's advocate. There's a major concert happening, which is being broadcast to us, whether we're streaming or whatever it is. Now, a lot of people are unable to get onto the platform. The platform responsible for ensuring that things work out. Instead of telling us that, oh, okay, we are facing a problem, we are working on it, guess what they do? They actually send us a data as to how many people are watching from which country. So in my mind, are they trying to play, like look for clouds?
No, they were not. You see, that's what I was coming to listen.
No, because in my mind, I'm saying fix the goddamn problem instead of telling us how many people are watching.
Listen, if Sak had come to say that I hit 5 million on my virtual show, would you have believed him? You would have begun to do your mathematics. 90% the register of Ghana saying 90% on internet. I'm here. You're showing in life 5 million.
Why was
no? You get it. So now this information comes out before the thing happens. So you know that Ghanaians actually went to register to want to watch Sarkodie perform.
No, I did.
Never. Two. Let's look at the other side of it. It's a tech platform. It happens to every tech platform.
Yes.
Bandwidth can always be crashed. It's not as if it's
possible.
Even Instagram gets crashed when they're doing the versus thing and the numbers were too much. Instagram went off. You get it? I agree with you that they shouldn't have released it, but I know my people. It's like what Davido said at the O2. He said he won't come on stage until the place is full because he knows his people.
No, but wait.
He comes on stage and later he come and tell you that the place was full. You won't believe it. You just take the first one that says empty now original stage. If Sak had come to say that I have gotten 5 million hits for my virtual show, a lot of Ghanaians would have doubted the guy.
That's okay.
You get it?
No.
Right. So this one puts him in the open space that 1.3 million Ghanaians were waiting for me to watch.
I'm not concluding.
No, I disagree.
And then we'll move on to you.
No, I disagree because listen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the mandate of Sarkodie to come and tell us how he can do that. But then it's 6.com's responsibility to tell us how many people actually tuned in to watch or logged on or registered to watch. And so we can believe them when they send us the data during the concert, but we won't believe them after. I'm struggling to understand. My point is this. You are responsible for a certain flaw. Fix it.
Which they did. They should have released. They said that they were fixing the problem.
Yeah, but you see, when in fixing it, when you come and tell us, oh, these people, like a well-prepared data, it means your concentration is more on cloud chasing than trying to fix the problem.
Because it's marketing. I have to let people know
That's my point. That's my point. Yeah, and for me, I believe, fix the goddamn problem. Because a lot of people have registered waiting to watch. Here you are thinking about clout or marketing. And for me, I felt, okay, good.
I would have chosen that incident over the Stonebwoy incident as a highlight to play the show.
Okay.
Because the Stonebwoy incident puts a dent on the show.
Okay.
But this one,
by a high date, increase the buzz.
Let's take a break. When we return, we'll talk about the Stonebwoy incident. Stonebwoy and then Sarkodie's manager. There was a bit of a friction. We are told that there was a physical assault. Sarkodie has spoken about it, and Aisha Modi, a very popular fan of Stonebwoy, who was said to have been in the same vehicle with Stonebwoy when the incident happened, has also spoken about it. Same Sarkodie fans, no more hypocrites. Nobody should try her. When we return, we will delve into that. Welcome back. It's still Bloggers Forum on Ghana Web TV. My name is Abrantepa. I'm doing this with Arnold Asamoah Bedu. He writes for entertainmentgh.com, and Nanea Radio is with newsafrica.com. Before we went on break, I was telling you about the scuffle that ensued between Stonebwoy and Sarkodie's manager, Angel Town. Well, if you watched the previous episode of this show, it was thoroughly discussed. Sarkodie has come out to comment on the issue. He didn't give details. He decided to, advise and then say that he knows that we all have our low and high points, but nobody has the right to touch anybody. You have the right to get angry, but not get physical. But Aisha Modi says Sarkodie left so many things out of his submission. She was expecting Sarkodie to tell the world that he reported the case to the police and also narrate whatever happened. The fact that Sarkodie said he doesn't need Stonebwoy at the event. Let me begin with Arnold. Arnold, I'm on one eye. As a PR person, listening to Sarkodie's submission, the 6-minute video, do you think he had all the ingredients? He touched on everything. Was it spot on? Was it necessary to even have released the video, or he should have let things go, considering the fact that Stonebwoy had apologized?
Sarkodie has a lot of PR gurus around him in his team. Even his lawyer. Yeah. What's his name again?
Is it Kissy?
Cynthia.
Yeah, Cynthia.
He also owns one of a label.
Africa One Media.
Even the lawyer is a PR
person.
Expert. Yeah. And so clearly, I am sure he consulted all of these guys before he came out. But as to whether he touched on virtually everything, I would want to agree with Aisha Modi. It's either you touch on every element of what transpired, or you leave it alone. Because here he talks about the fact that Stonebwoy actually hit Angel. What caused the altercation? It would have been nice if he addressed the instigating factor. What caused the altercation for Stonebwoy to actually hit Angel? Well, he left that out. For me, I had a little issue with where he started from, because the address was supposed to touch on the altercation, its aftermath, and the repercussions.
Yeah.
Here Sarkodie comes talking about media and negativity. And I'm like, what is this man doing? Here he comes to talk about industry and lack of structures. And I'm like, what is he, where is he getting at? Because you talk about media and negativity, what part did the media get to play in this whole fracas? They only reported what transpired. Again, media negativity is not new to our frontier. So that part for me was unnecessary. Then he zooms into industry, lack of structures, and the fact that the Sarkodie and his ilk are just being independent and projecting their stuff. Again, I felt, listen, what has that got to do with the incident? Let's get to what transpired, again, its aftermath and repercussions. It's a no-brainer that Ghana as an industry, we have challenges. What has it got to do with the issue that transpired during that incident? You understand?
Yeah.
And so I felt, well, he could have left media negativity, because we know worldwide, in as much as we do positive and negative, even science tells us that the human faculty has an affinity to negative stuff than positive. So we didn't need that element. On the issue about industry, we also know that we do have challenges, just like any other industry around the world. Even the likes of US and UK, who are touted to have the best structures when it comes to creative space, they have challenges. It's this same industry with our lack of structures that has catapulted the likes of Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, Shatawale to higher heights. True or false?
True.
So we didn't need those elements in the address. He just had to go straight to the point, address Stonebwoy, address whatever discussion has been done, and we move on. And that's where probably I would agree with Asha on this note. That listen, touch on every other element. Was Stonebwoy disrespected? Yes. Because he apologized to Stonebwoy as well. Why are you apologizing to him? Because he talked about the fact that, oh, if we also failed in our side, we apologize to you. You could have touched on why he was disrespected. However, at the end of the day, what does it say? Unity. We closing the chapter on that incident. Because for me, I figured Stonebwoy and Sarkodie have had a very good relationship over the years. To the extent that even when Shatawale and Sarkodie had issues, this is my own view, Stonebwoy was even used as a prop against Shatawale in some of the commentary of Sarkodie, his tweets and all that stuff. So they've had very good relationship. So it's good that at the end of the day, they are having a closure by apologizing to each other and moving on as big guns in the industry. That's where my takeaway from this whole incident. We are closing the chapter with some talk of unity.
Nana, how would you rate Sarkodie's speech?
I think Kruma say police force show superstars home. As in police force show superstars home. And I superstars in Tiamra, Meboa. Okay, let me pick it up from where I not left off. The whole Sarkodie press release video to me was useless. In all fairness, very, very useless. You could have just done a 2 wedding. Sack slap manager. Hey, Stonebwoy slaps my manager. Police is handling the issue. We'll put the press official round out. Because you see, an incident has happened at the Ghana Music Awards before. Ghanaians have been lenient with the stars. Have you heard any politician, anybody charging the government to take on the case again?
We're still in court.
No, we are still in court because we are lenient with them. Because I say, Oma be quote and quote, your heroes. Ebe nipa be half ya say me who say, they have kopegu stone in sana say shatansa because of what happened. But it has to happen.
Oh, but the courts, I mean,
there's a process.
So they have, if the case has been...
No, there's a process. And I think they are going through the process.
How does the public or the industry people, contribute to what the court is?
That's the thing. There are powers that be. There are powers that be. that is lenient with the people, and we are the powers that be. If Ghanaians wants to demand accountability for what happened at the VGMA, it will be done.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we shouldn't play with that thing. No, I'm coming to something. Now, an incident of slap, gun, knife, obi say a knife, obi say a gun, obi say it's police in the police need to say, okay, there was something filmed at our prestigious Independence Square that might even not anything be being put in ban. That kind of thing. Say, yeah, the hammer artist and fanya bibina, you see 2 by 2 and beam a knife, and beam na bobia suna. Hey. It should even come close to the Independence Square. Come on, call your conference center. And how they are but not where the country goes to talk about independence. Not where we sit and say freedom and justice. And police in here.
So what are you expecting the police to do?
Take the case on, investigate, and give us the results. What happened?
That's what they are doing.
But they are not doing anything. This is what they are doing. Let me tell you what they are doing again. They are doing two stars have a problem. They are kind of backdoor. I see. Back boom, unity.
Banana.
Because if none is reporting the case.
If you today, who told you none? Didn't you hear what Arnold said?
No, so you report.
Aisha Mundi, according to Arnold, said that Sarkodie left the park, and I also know. Listen, it was reported. So relax. Now I'm telling you now. When I use, I'm telling you, landed. See, make us a police force show starts because if it is me and I and you that had gone to do something similar, by now can firing. Don't joke with that thing, bro. My thing, yeah, bro. Kabana can firing. Ya firing can you jojo because they say you say marry you we should respect the law. We should respect the law. Something happened. Public a incident you see. I will say police for first of all, event. It is mandatory to have police presence, ambulance presence. Do you know that? Fire service presence. Do you know that? Where were all these people at the virtual show recording? Didn't they see what happened? My event was so my boss will order, my boss commerce center, my boss do, my boss. Oh yes, it is mandatory. Police for day, military for day, fire service for day, ambulance for day.
Are you sure they were not?
If they were there, what are they saying about the incident?
But listen, you see, I talked about the fact that it is Independence Square. You ain't even boss.
No,
he said even if like what you will I think what if I get what Rania is saying, freedom and justice. So everyone has his own freedom. So even if you engage in any altercation that will result in, it should not be where there's a symbolism, yes,
forget
of
even
freedom. That's not what I mean.
There were fights.
That's not what I mean.
No,
the meaning said the place where the thing happened, the place where we for police and police and military
said because of freedom.
No, at the time, respect in there is key because even one Sarkodie standing next to the star to perform has generated a lot of conversation.
True.
And people are even backlashing. I have an American friend who called me from the States and was asking me, what do I think will happen if Jay-Z goes to stand by that their thing to perform? Do you know what will happen in America?
What will happen?
Are they come? Like those are conspiracy theories that are coming up. The mechanic said, Assembly and Ubi say no question, right? Yes, you are police for Okuma say. Of course, Arnold.
No, do more land
because assembly you can report it and if Ben a bit matter then you can because if you talk something if you follow up through it and I don't want to expose a lot of things that I know personally.
Okay,
what I'm saying is that the issue was reported.
Back to what we all
know. The issue was reported. I get information that the person who received the information is a link to a certain camp, therefore sat on the case.
Okay,
it's allegation.
Hold it. Since we don't know that side, that's what I'm saying. That there are a lot of things that I know as a journalist, which you cannot say.
That I cannot say because when I expect the police by now to have done their job, I expect the state to have come up. The police to come up and say that listen, issue will cause because we event to Chroma here. Like I said before, we need ambulance. One, you need the fire service people. Two, you need the police or the military present because of some of these altercations that will happen.
Okay,
it is mandatory. So if they were there and they saw what happened, by now they should have issued a statement.
I know the
two quick ones. So now I painted a picture. Say yeah, when that show, yeah, let me tell you why I'm not. See, go to every sector. There are issues. Politics, rally grounds, people are snatching boxes, left, right, center.
True.
So for me, I have a problem when some of us create the impression that creative industry need the
but 1 minute I'm everything. Or say rally under boxes. I want to see after news. I am more reporting. Oh, come on. Let's report. Let's report. Let's report.
Let's
how many times
professors were coming out to tell the president to let her resign.
Good.
Come on. We need to respect the law.
See, you are talking about.
We are showing people that we should respect the law.
Hold on. Let her.
You are talking about professors and other high-profile persons. Edu Omano to us saying, Abrantepa, you and I, who they saw the Ghana women, when I'm a hub of news. How many times did the police come out with statements as to what was being done about that woman? Oh, so you see,
go to my journal line is there. Oh, even when they made her apologize. It was on my journal line.
No, I'm talking about police. Your fixation is the fact that police should always come out and tell us. And the classic example of mine was Stonebwoy and Sarkodie. The fact says it's been reported, and so the police should come out with the report and tell us what's going. And I go to make sure say, woman idea okay how I come see the police reports being the bed chair say okay say report say in process being here come say in here. Again, even in politics, ballot process, national fighting rally. How many times the police for bed chair will say, oh yeah, chiwe or yeah say this is a process in the come.
So no, it's there. It's there. It's there.
How many times?
It's there.
And as at wale make the friends and Stonebwoy VGM fracas. Was there no report?
Thank you.
So don't make it seem as if say creative industry no yeah the problem. Any problem. E cost will be beer minia. It's my obi o tell Montini was ankofo dey no, it's a lie. It's sad issues with a cost will be beer. So don't make it look as if my last bit about say freedom and justice ground intino. I can say, "Oh, you're careful, sir." Massa. Now, what is one more account? Cassie.
Oh, evidence.
Oh, massa.
Oh, evidence.
Documented.
Oh, video.
This is documented.
Oh, picture.
What is Buaka?
I'm not causing.
What is Buaka presidency? Oh, that's the BBR. It's what is
evidence? Oh, it's hearsay.
Oh, boss. It's another found. Talk about to see the Ghana where how come for. So it really doesn't matter the location because it has to do with emotions and feelings. Once it's seen one day, then where we are, that's why I'm giving that example. Say, even the presidency, the president even didn't respect where we sit. But vice president, it's not the case.
Right. So let's take a break. We'll do a final conversation. But for some reasons, Nanea wants to stay away from the topic.
Why? Why?
Million topic. I don't even know what he's talking about. Oh, maybe I know. When
Okay.
Let's start with him.
I'll start with him now that one person one send the message. Okay, ma. So
I said, you know. Whatever silence means
consent.
So issue is we started here. It started with Miss Bell. So Tracey Boakye came out to launch an attack on Miss Bell over claims that they were dating one man. Kennedy Agyapong has also come out to say he has some videos that he is ready to leak if Tracey Boakye does not stop blackmailing a former president. Now, Tracey Boakye has come out to say that there is no video. She has dared whoever has a video to release it. Captain Smart Bekendi, Tracey Diamano. I know Arnold, I'll come to Arnold later, but I know he once said that this whole conversation exposes the lifestyle of our celebrities. Since Naneo has decided to talk, let me start with Naneo.
Oh, if you say they decided to talk, I Shamundi, you know. Yeah.
So let's the question I want to ask is, should whatever is happening be our headache as an industry?
No.
Why?
First of all, the Agyapong, Tracey, and Miss Law competition, like I said at that time, I don't really know what's happening. But I feel that the industry or the media space puts light on unnecessary things. Obina, I can't say, why in live video? What can I say? What movie day? You cannot respond. It's content for those who want to cast news out of it. It's not news to those who really want to do proper news and push the industry and support talent and talk about things that are relevant to them. Like I've said earlier, every media has have their editorial policy. If it meets yours, you do. I don't talk about it because it doesn't mean mine. You get it? So it's up to people to decide what's good for them. There are two names involved. Honorable Anna, Tracey, right?
Yeah.
They are the only people who know what they are getting from what they are doing. You see, so the names when you are part MS now say, and Kasa on Ghana Web TV, I mean the Guyana Motina. So before any of them will come out and talk, they know what they're going to get from it. So I leave it up to them. If it's good for them, I do that. If it's not good for them, praise God.
Arnold, is it painting the industry in a bad light?
I do not think so. Because you see, the only, and I keep saying, I've always maintained that, you see, the only reason why we have industry folks and industry related matters come to the fore is because of the industry, public figures, celebrities, and all that stuff. I mean, issues like this pertain in almost every sector and every department around the world. However, it's because of the players or the people involved that bring the matter to the fore. Now, you also need to reckon the power of one, the industry. Because in the last 3 or so months, check out the number of issues that have emanated from our space and become national discourse. From Nanabes, Range Rover, to Hajia, what, to this one, to Stonebwoy, you get it. So you need to actually respect the industry, 1. 2, you also cannot underestimate the power of social media. Because mind you, all these incidents start from where? That platform. Then they make their way to the mainstream media, and then it's everywhere. Sinanaya talks about the fact that, well, we should not really put premium on issues like this. And he wonders why some media houses put fixation on matters like this. The answer is very simple. If you go and check out Tracey Boakye's live feed and the number of people who are actually watching, that's a problem. If Agyapong is doing his stuff on Nigeria TV, check out the people who are watching. So at the end of the day, the general populace, they love it. They are entertained. They want to watch. That's the stimulus factor. Now he always talks about why some media houses and their objective. Listen, objectives have all changed though. Now it all has to do with numbers.
Mine hasn't changed though.
That is why probably your numbers are not going high.
Yeah, mine hasn't changed.
Seriously?
Oh yeah.
No, yes, and I don't begrudge you.
Mine hasn't changed.
No, big ups to you.
Yeah, mine hasn't changed.
Yeah, but you see, now it's all about numbers. If you are not pulling the numbers, your investor might look at you in a certain light. The owner might
be same numbers.
let me yes, it's the numbers. I totally understand what you're saying. That listen, as a media front, you should not put a lot of importance on this. But if you're looking at numbers, boss, why do you think issues like this make their way to mainstream media? Because at the end of the day, we all are privy to this fact that you can let's sit and discuss a very core industry matter. Two viewers. But if I cancel, you told me not draw mention the 1 million views. You understand?
Yeah.
So you see a Tracey Boakye live feed, and you see the number of people watching. If you translate that to a mainstream media platform, the same close to a lot, they are watching. So if you're media owner, you are concerned about numbers, what will you do? What will you do?
Okay, Nani, I'll come in before I have a question for Arnold.
Yes. Let's talk about the numbers thing. I think Semakawa platform is saying traditional media, right, is losing its power to new media because of numbers. And it's the same numbers. It's the same numbers that is causing people to do quote unquote foolish things.
I agree.
Right? To deter us from the right path that we are supposed to go.
I agree, but that's where we are now.
Last time I remember showing the lady that was with me, she made a comment. She said that I'm saying why? Because the social media that I hate so much in Ghana, because if you go to the Chinese system, the moment they realized that social media was going to affect their culture and prevent their kids from growing properly, they cut it from them and then they built one that meets their culture. Now we are living in a world where we are in the same conversation with people who have gone through so many years of recessions or whatever that it is, right? Social media, okay, numbers are okay. Tracey Boakye, what's almost like 20K. As against President Kufuor, a celebration, yeah, 70. Now, what is traditional media supposed to do? Allow the new media people to do what they do, so that you still have control and the power to drive some of these activities. Because you see, until I see it on TV, I don't validate it. What Tracey Boakye is doing on social media, we now glasses are not on that because these are on Facebook, Twitter, and media. But the moment he sees it on TV, say,
that's a validation.
That's a validation. Now that's media. That is where the young people pick up the things that they do on social media from. Or who I say I want him to. But if my brother comes on show business, what say I say and then my brother. Then she will go and buy some. Kids are not going to school because we are putting such foolishness on TV. These things are on TV 24/7. These days, when you put an educational channel on TV, nobody watches because of what Sam say. You get what I'm trying to say? Kids are supposed to sleep by 8:30 to 9, and then they can wake up to go to school the next day. You wait and sit and watch Honorable's thing till like as late as 11:30, 12, and then when they go to school, they are discussing the number. Traditional media is becoming stupid because of numbers. So if you're an investor and you think that you cannot also drive good content, and then boom, sack your team and let them know that we can also drive good numbers and get our numbers and pay our bills.
Okay. Arnold, Stacey, I listened to Stacey's Mrs. Stacey.
Yes, well.
I listened to Tracy's interview on Peace FM with Kwesi Abuaji. And she made mention of the fact that she's not going to respond to the way she did because some people have called her, spoken to her, and so there's no way she's going to react to whatever anybody says. Now here's the case, she has come back to react to Captain Smart, to Honorable, in her attempt to set the record straight.
Hey, what does it mean by that's what he's saying.
Abrantepa. She did that to him, buddy.
Hey, I don't know For me, I think if you follow Tracey over the period, if you are somebody who actually follows her, that's her nature. There's no way that she's going to shut up. She takes delight in speaking. That's her. That's her persona. And so that interview she granted Kwesi and saying, "Oh, she will not know," that was a fallacy. The Tracey that we know loves to engage in banters. He loves to engage in chatters. He loves to engage in fights. And so she will speak and continue to speak and continue to speak. Why? Because when she speaks, she gets the numbers. You see, I keep saying
every entertainer needs hype.
Of course. No. Okay. The point is, if you are in any venture and you are not getting patronage or audience, you will stop. It's like me going to a business venture and nobody is patronizing it. It depends on what I want to do. But if it's not fetching me any profit, it's tendency I'll put a stop to it. True or false?
True.
However, this lady goes on live every day, every second, every minute, and people are watching. If you were the person, will you stop? It means somebody is actually listening and watching. So regardless of all the insult that will be coming under that feed, they are still watching. So for me, I do not think she will stop now, she will not stop tomorrow. If you touch her, she will respond. As to whether she's dating herself, that's a problem. That's a problem. But once she's getting the audience, I do not think she will stop at all.
Yeah, Nana.
See, first of all,
we're wrapping up.
Yes, let's wrap up. First of all, right, we are in this country people will hail BET, MTV, people will hail foreign channels and say they are doing proper, it's beautiful, it's nice, it's well put together. Do you know why? And yes, I didn't say the woman, it means it's but they are, like I said earlier, they are editorial policies. That's what I said. Always editorial policy for every media house. Now, what is happening here? It happens in America, and TMZ is eating from it.
Yeah.
So it's not new. But we will go and find that thing on BET.
No, I said BET.
No, you can say. You see the difference. You won't go and find this thing on MTV.
It depends.
No, do you know what I'm saying that? Because an MTV base will find a way to cut out of what is happening its editorial policy content from it.
No, but you see,
I'm coming to the piece of interview. Why are we giving Tracey? No, but
if we were example now, when I'm person with dispute. Okay, and come crowd. Okay.
But the mechanism, a TMZ will do the same thing in America, and it's okay because that is what they are known for, right? You won't go and find this thing. Say what we CNN. Now the Tracey Boakye a video atoso. Say with the diatem like no okay campus say na incollecti na akola people kids that pick up things so fast no. The Omotian insults next team. You won't see it on BBC or Al Jazeera.
But have you seen it on any channel?
I've seen it on so many channels. I don't want to mention it, bro.
Okay. I just wanted to establish that.
The video that she was insulting and she was saying that no, again. No,
that's what I'm saying. I haven't watched TV, so I just wanted to establish.
You want to mention on the platform?
No, you let's go.
I'm saying that I've seen it on TV. And they don't even edit the insult part of the thing out. They play the same thing and then they sit back and then they discuss it. Traditional media. Oh, sorry. And then if these same stars are crying over Netflix and they are crying over MTV not posting them and they don't take you serious as a local media brand, then you are complaining. You've forgotten that you are the one that is you think they are empowering you, they are killing you.
All right. Arnold, your reaction, tie it in with your final words.
Oh,
we end the show.
When he becomes a media owner.
I am a media owner.
Okay. No wonder.
I am a media
owner.
I am a media owner.
Okay, so Agyapong, I don't know to say Agyapong. So we end this episode of Bloggers Forum. I know that Samuabedu writes for entertainmentgh.com. Nani Aredu writes for newsafrica.com. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being with us. My name is Benefo Boabin Abrantepa.